I'm at jury duty today, so you have a sub, but we're going to be holding our convention, and I want to review what goes over in the convention. If I covered this Tuesday, which I think I did, this is just a review. If not, I can go over it more in depth when I get back either Friday or the following week. A convention is really just a big pep rally today. Each of the two major parties will have one, but they do accomplish a couple things. And one thing they do is they officially nominate their candidate for president. Now, this is a foregone conclusion because the primaries and caucuses are completed, so it's just a point of just now it is formal, even though it's something we've all known. But the other thing is they write their platform. And their platform is their list of beliefs, what the candidate stands for, or not necessarily the candidate, but what the party stands for. Okay, so everything that the party believes in is written in their platform, and every 2 years they rewrite their platform. Every 4 years, excuse me, at their convention, they rewrite their platform. So here's a link to the Republican platform that was written in 2012. They'll write a new one in 2016. And if you want to find out what they stand for, these are the chapters. Natural resources, exceptionalism, renewing American values, reforming government. I don't know what they mean by restoring the dream and we the people, but if we clicked on these, they would give us, this is what the Republicans stand for on every issue imaginable. Okay, the Democrats are going to have a similar platform. And they're going to talk about really the same issues, but obviously they'll have different beliefs on them. Okay, so the Democratic platform looks like this. Again, these are their chapters that they have, on different things. Okay, so you guys are a political party, and what you need to do is write your platform. So I have assigned you all a political party name. You've chosen your candidate. Over the next couple days, your job is to write your platform. Okay, now, you need to be able to access the blank platform. And to do that, there's one of two ways. I have hopefully shared it with your candidate. And if I have, the candidate, after I'm done with this instruction, can log on this computer that we're using here to their platform. And then you can access it that way. If I did not, if I for some reason forgot, go to the shared drive, and under the shared drive, if you go to to shared, and then to Grody, and then to platform, right here, is a copy of the blank platform. Now that is what the candidate has. It probably works better if you use the one that I shared with you. That way the other parties can't see it. Okay, and then you'll need to reshare it back with me, but it won't have to be today. Okay, so if you go to this one, the one that I shared, hopefully with the candidate, after the candidate logs in, it will look like this. And this is what all the parties will have to tell, this is what we stand for, this is what we believe in. Okay, so rules and punishment. Okay, when we talk about rules and punishment, we're talking about rules and punishment at Brandon. This is where the election is held. So any changes that you would make, and you have to have at least 3 things under each of these. So if you would get rid of Saturday school, that's where it would be. Okay, things like that. But you should replace it with something. These don't have to be paragraphs long, but each one should probably be a sentence long. A brief explanation of what you would do here. You know, if you would, whatever rules, punishments you would like to change, add greater punishments, lessen the punishments, make things okay that were not okay, things like that. Extracurricular activities, this is the only one that you have to do this. You need to make some cuts. You need to create, 3 new extracurricular activities. To do so, you have to cut 3 existing ones. Clubs do not count. So you have to cut an extracurricular activity. So if you want to add, I don't know, let's say water polo, you have to cut something. If it's cut golf, then cut golf. If it's cut basketball, then it's cut basketball. But you have to make some hard decisions here. Class offerings, and again, I'm going to go back to this one. The only one that you have to add new things or cut things, kind of this is our pay-go, is extracurriculars. The rest of these you do not. Class offerings, what are some classes that you would like to offer in the school? Okay. Improvements in the building and grounds. Okay, we're talking about the building itself, heating the building or cooling the building, or adding on to the building or whatever. Things that you would like to see. Improvements to overall life of the students is not the physical building, it's student life itself. So if you would want to have a longer lunch period, that would probably go under here. Or if you would like to, well, I don't want to give too many ideas, okay, but improvements on just student life would go right here. Food and school lunch, right here. What kind of improvements would you make? These are things you're saying, hey, this is what, if you elect my candidate from our party, this is what you can expect that they will push for. Think of this as your ideology. Raising money for the school, some of these things are going to cost money. So you got to come up with ways that you would raise money for the school. Things that are separate than what we are already do. Celebrations, these are what kind of changes, additions, things that you would make to like prom or assemblies or field trips or dances or those kinds of things. That's what we're looking at here. That's what we call the celebrations. When it comes to the national debt, I want you to, this is the only national issue that we've really studied in depth. I want you to say, what would your party do? Give us 2 or 3 things that your party would do to eliminate deficit spending or to reduce the debt. And lastly, only one other national issue. Pick a national issue, whatever it is, and tell where you stand on that one particular issue. Okay? The voters in our election are probably more concerned with the state stuff. So that's what, not the state stuff, but the school-related stuff. Now, a couple other suggestions before you get started here. You want to kind of be unique to kind of stand up, but it has to be realistic. This is the basis of your political parties, what you stand for. The commercials that you make will come from this. The debate will come from, questions from the debate will all stem from what you write here. Anything that you guys write on your platform are fair game to criticize in our election. Other things are not, but anything on the platform is. So there's a couple things that are important. Number one, that you try to be realistic, but in a sense it's still a fake election. So you can't say things like, we're going to raise money by selling the moon. That's unrealistic. But you also don't have to contain yourself to things that, wow, this would never pass in our school. Be creative. Think big, think of what the real presidential candidates offer or say that they're going to do. Some of those things may be difficult to follow through, but as long as they're somewhat realistic, it's acceptable. The other thing to keep in mind is you want to somehow kind of stand out, and this is hard because you guys all have a lot of the same views. And let me give you an example. For rules and punishment, almost every single year that I've done this, parties will say, we're going to get rid of Saturday school. But usually all the parties say that. So if candidate for your party says you're going to eliminate Saturday school, but so do the other 4 candidates, you're no different than them. You have the same shared beliefs. I'm not saying don't try to eliminate Saturday school if that's what you think you need to do, but you also want to come up with something that is somewhat original. It's hard to do in these elections, but things that maybe the other parties have not chosen. Okay? This is all a little bit difficult to do. You'll get started on it today, you'll finish it tomorrow. What you need to do is, whoever your candidate is, they need to run the show today. They need to be up at the podium. Everybody else needs to be paying attention. Then you need to choose some person as a typist. So the candidate needs to open up this document, and then other people need the typist or whatever. After you as a class have decided, what to put on here, they can type it on there. And what you can do today is kind of almost like brainstorm. Write all the ideas up here, and then maybe tomorrow you can eliminate the ones that maybe don't make as much sense or whatever. Whatever you put on here is completed by the end of the day Friday, by the end of class Friday. Can't be changed. That needs to be shared with me before the candidate leaves class on Friday. That is your completed platform. It cannot be changed. Does that make sense? It cannot be changed. Make sure that when you go to this platform that I send to you, make sure you save it. Make a copy and then change the name to your party's platform, or at least your candidate's platform. Okay? Don't just start typing on it, otherwise all the candidates will see what you wrote. Okay? And then at the end of the day Friday, you need to share that with me. And then that is your final platform. I will look at them. Well, I may not get a chance to look at them until Friday. I don't know if I'll be here Friday or not. This is all the stuff that you will have to try to defend. So, candidate needs to run the show. Someone needs to be a typist. Everybody else needs to be participating. I'm going to ask the sub that if people are not participating, for them to be quiet, not to work on homework or anything else. And if somebody is and they're refusing to do that, to please send them to the office. I need people in here participating in a positive manner for this. All right. Good luck.